I guess the short answer is that the organizer, Arno, asked me to, but I saw it as a good opportunity to come to Mexico, to bring the examples of what we're doing in the rest of the world, and also to find out what's happening here in Mexico as well. And I think the two-day summit has really been very good to make sure that people understand what's happening and what the possibilities are in the world of sport. The speed of change is getting faster, and I think one of the difficulties in sport is when people keep bringing new products to you to work out which are the ones of value and which are not really adding a lot of value. Because particularly in the technology side, there is so much technological change, there are so many digital products that can do this, do that, and you don't have enough time to evaluate them. So I think that's the big challenge. But certainly in terms of performance, clearly people are understanding better and better, what athletes need to perform better. So all the developments in that direction presumably are good. In terms of monetizing the fan base for football teams and other, that's still something that people are grasping with. Nobody's really truly cracked that one yet. That's something that people are still trying to do, and they're still open and receptive to new ideas. And then in terms of viewing the game, well, that's changing and improving all the time. And I think one of the challenges that sports administrators have is that the technological developments in terms of viewing the match, particularly at home, are making the experience at home great, and almost to the point where you don't need to go to the stadium anymore. And so they've got to get that balance right to make sure that you still have stadiums looking full with lots of the atmosphere, and therefore making sure that the product looks good on television. Well, clearly with the statistical analysis that is now everywhere relating to athlete performance, and taking football as the example, how many kilometers every footballer's run during the match, how many passes they made. But the really interesting thing about all of this is actually often that means nothing, because particularly in team sports there's an X factor which you can't put your finger on, and is the difference between success and failure. And so now you see statistics, and a team might have only had the ball for 30% of the match, but they won handsomely. And so you go, okay, so having the ball in your possession for large periods of time maybe isn't as important. So why are we analysing, and so on? And sometimes people create solutions. So with Barcelona, with their tiki-tac football, they spent most of the time with the ball and the opponents were just running after them. But it seems as though people have got smart to that, and now the game moves on. So it is about how games progress, it's about creating a problem and then other people solve it, and so all the time the game's moving. And that's what makes it exciting. But there's always an X factor which nobody can define. Really to follow their instincts. Sport administration is often very slow to move, it's very conservative, and yet at the same time it's quite an entrepreneurial sector of business. Lots of things are possible. So even if you get kicked back by the time it takes to approve good ideas or people to take them on, keep at it, keep going, find ways around the obstacles, because it's just the most vibrant, exciting part of industry that you could possibly be in. So why not? Don't give up, keep going. Keep going. No, I think that this has been a very good start, and I know from the events that one of my companies put on, the first one is always the hardest. A bit like we're talking about, this in itself is an innovation. Some people would have believed it, some people wouldn't. So now it's okay, it's been proved, it's happened. Next time will be better. There'll be things that Arno, the organizer, will have learned from this. He'll do it differently, better next time. He'll probably get better speakers next time because it's up and running, it's on the map, and people will want to be involved. And hopefully, actually, Mexico will embrace it as a possible avenue for receiving more information about what's happening in the world and choose between the things they do want here and the things they don't want.